So here we have bottles of the Dalmore 18-year-old single malt Highland whiskey, and this is the King Alexander III.
1263. Yeah.
1263. And I'm here with Richard Paterson, who is the
Master blender
of the Dalmore. And perhaps the most interesting bottle we have on the table is actually this little one down here, which may look like a vial of fruit juice, but in fact it is historically it's something very special. Perhaps you could explain to us, Richard.
Well, this in fact is taken from the Shackleton bottle that was in fact found way back in 2007. Way back in 1907, McKinley's, which is part of Whyte Mackay's portfolio, gave Sir Ernest Shackleton 25 cases, and when he got to the Antarctic, he was setting off from Littleton on the 1st of January 1908, and he got there, he set up his hut, and he started drinking the whiskey with his fellow 15 compatriots. And then of course he set off for the Antarctic, and he got within 97 miles in January 1909. 1909 he returned back, and when he came back to Britain, what did he do? He left 3 cases of the Shackleton whiskey, and after many years, 2007, we were alerted to there was some cases of whiskey down below, but it wasn't until February 2010 that in fact we managed to retrieve 1 case. We were then allowed to have 3 bottles of the Shackleton, which I collected with my distinguished chairman, Dr. V.J. Malley, on his private jet, and we brought it back to Scotland, took the bottles up to Invergordon, and then in January 2011 we actually extracted this sample here. So as soon as we extracted it, we saw how clear it was, and that was very important because we discovered this was 47.3%. And when I actually nosed it, that historic date, it smelt of Speyside, very soft, elegant, and it had that little touch of sherry wood, but then that whisper of peat towards the end. And that's what I replicated, and just about a few weeks ago, we put it onto the market. The exact replication of the bottles, the labels, the case itself was completely and utterly replicated, and approximately 50,000 bottles will be released. Some of the contribution, of course, will go towards the Antarctic Heritage Trust for upkeeping of the environment down there in the Antarctica. But this is pure liquid history, and hopefully I hope the people of America, like it is around the world, will show you what Sir Ernest Shackleton was drinking way back in his historic journey in 1907.
And just on one footnote there, did you have any problems getting the whiskey out of the Shackleton bottle?
Yes, you can imagine we were not allowed. It came in the bottle, so you're fully aware. The bottle was completely wrapped in tissue paper that was held in straw, and the Antarctic Heritage Trust made it quite clear you were not allowed to damage any of the articles. So we had to use a syringe that went through the paper, through the actual seal, down the side of the cork into the whiskey, and we extracted out. That was the only way we could retrieve the whiskey without making any damage whatsoever to the packaging, and that's why we had to extract 3 bottles and do our analysis. Remember, this is not for drinking. This was purely for analysis, for research purposes only.